Well, Hull City's lineup looks very familiar from the one in League One days, and that's because every player in the starting 11 tonight is graced the turf in League One last year. Matt Ingram is the goalkeeper. Louis Coyle, a return for Alfie Jones, who replaces Dishon Bernard. We are a little bit clueless as to why he's been left out. Jacob Greaves and Callum Elder are the back four. Richie Smallwood, Greg Doherty, George Honeyman, a usual midfield three that we saw from last season. Starting this one with Malik Wilkes, Keane Lewis Potter and Josh McGuinness up front. The bench for the Tigers is Nathan Baxter, Tom Eaves, Josh Emanuel, who's dropped, Andrew Cannon, who's dropped, Ryan Longman, Tyler Smith and Sean McLaughlin keep their places on the bench. Hull City desperately seeking points, and they are potentially under the cosh from a set piece here, because Connor Townsend has got a long throw in his arsenal. He drives the ball and plays it into the penalty area. Tried to be flicked on by Matt Clark, but Smallwood and Greaves pairing up together as Hull City try and clear it away to Keane Lewis Potter, who would have been away. West Brom return it into the penalty area for Callum Robinson. It hits the post for West Brom and just wide by Callum Grant. Great block, maybe even a great stop by Matt Ingram. It will be a corner for West Brom. Robinson's little ball into the penalty area was teasing a side foot finish which just touched the post on the far side. Hull City gathered themselves, got themselves together and prevented it from going in, as Grant from 6 yards should really have made it 1-0 to the home side. And throwing goes back towards Alfie Jones, recovering from injury. Getting back through the protocols and the processes needed to get back to fitness. And Hull City's defence have given away possession, and Gardner Hickman has plucked out a lovely ball for Callum Robinson. His first shot is blocked, the second one then is nipped in by Louis Coyle. Jones scrambles the ball away. Hull City courageous in their back line. Alfie Jones just has a little look at Jacob Greaves. A hand up of apology from him because he let Robinson in. And again, West Brom might just feel that they should have had a goal. And Coyle and Ingram have a little 1-2 between each other. And now it's Coyle's turn to try and smash the ball in long ball style. Gardner Hickman's header is not a good one. He's actually flicked it into the path of Keane Lewis Potter, gets the ball into the box, and Kipri has to take evasive action and send the ball screaming into the home stand behind the goal. And West Brom almost shooting themselves in the foot. They've got 5 players waiting on the 6-yard line here as the cross is sent in towards the back post. Greaves leapt and got a little glancing touch. McGuinness was waiting. He puts his head in his hands on his head. And the Tigers feel that was a very good chance. And again, with the back three of West Brom, they're just passing it around as Keane Bryan will look to come forward. He now plays it towards Townsend. He pops it back towards Grant. Snodgrass near the centre circle, just steps into it on the Hull City half, into Kipri. Kipri with a little ball turn under no real pressure. Doherty thinking about going to him, but spots the fact that Phillips is coming forward. He's going to be picked up by McLaughlin as the ball is sent wide. Ball into the middle, and Phillips will get a header to the ball. McLaughlin was not tight enough at all. Wide of the target it goes. As the ball went wide, just watched Phillips trundle into the penalty area unopposed. McLaughlin saw him, but then just stepped away from him. He wasn't tight enough to his man. It's as though Hull City are going to take their goal kick short as Ingram plays it towards Jacob Greaves. Are they going to try and pull the midfield out here and leave the back three exposed? The Tigers. Wilkes connects with Honeyman, so the build-up play so far is good from the Tigers. Honeyman finds Smallwood. He plays it to Wilkes. This is nice from the Tigers. Honeyman now in the final third, twisting and turning away from Clark. Stands up a very nice looking cross, and Sam Johnson is able to pluck it near his goal line. So no shot came from the attack, but Hull City certainly worked it well. And that's probably the best passage of play we've seen from either team, to be honest. Matt Ingram's free kick from just outside his own penalty area has been sent with too much power all the way down to the other end. And his goalkeeping counterpart, Sam Johnson, just plonks the ball down very casually and sends the ball fizzing out to the right-hand side. Brilliant control in the midfield by Gardner Hickman. He finds reach on the right-hand side. Little low ball in. Should have been 1-0 for Robinson, who slid in. He puts it wide of the target. That is a glorious, glorious chance. Richie Smallwood unhappy at the fact, I think that there would have been a foul in the build-up potentially. That's what he's protesting about at the other end of the park. He's maybe saying, was it a moving ball from Sam Johnston? West Brom's manager trying to get a rally call in. He was saying before the game that he wanted to, obviously, see a response from his side tonight. Need to cut out individual errors. Said they felt on top in the second half and wants that stadium atmosphere. He's not really getting it from his fans at the moment. Hull City's fans away to my right-hand side stand calmly, watching on. West Brom now see a little pocket of space. It's Robinson, 25 yards out, takes it on. Beaten away by Matt Ingram. Had plenty of time to see it, got down quickly. And Hull City in possession with Doherty. Now to Elder. He tries to play it forward towards Keane Lewis-Potter. Hull City can't make anything stick into the front three at the moment. And West Brom come forward now with Grant into the penalty area on the left. Reach across the face of the penalty area. It needed a connection. Hugill was charging in. Didn't get there in time. And Hull City turn it behind for a corner kick. Are they going to get any joy this time as we're near the final quarter of the match? In comes the cross towards the 6-yard box. Attempted to be hit by Matthew Clark. We had plenty around him. Shot now comes in from 18 yards or so. I think it was Grant who took it on, and Matt Ingram tips it over the bar. The gentlest of fingertips. Didn't really alter the direction of the ball, but he needed to make sure. They aren't creating anything themselves, the Tigers. That is the only worry. West Brom have won it high up the pitch. Robinson, it's in! Callum Grant scores for West Brom, and the pressure finally tells. Hull City gave it away oh so cheaply in their own final third. They were outnumbered, outpositioned, and that time outthought. And West Brom take the lead at last. 1-0 to West Bromwich Albion. Josh McGuinness was flat on his back on the halfway line. He's up on his feet now and he is livid with his back four. They gave it away very cheaply, and Grant did not take any errors this time. This time he was on point, on target, into the net with a side foot finish from 8 yards or so. Hull City looking for an equaliser in the same manner as West Brom give the ball away in their back three. Jake Livermore tries to issue a rally cry of his own as Clark looks a bit dejected as he walks away. Hull City have a free kick chance. And Hull City struggling again to find a way through. Can they? With 13 minutes to go. Elder and Honeyman over the ball. There's 8 men in a line for West Brom. 5 yards away from the penalty area. Honeyman will deliver behind the back four, and it takes a bounce over Wilkes' head. It then came off a West Brom defender. Johnston has to turn it behind. That was dangerous. A wake-up call for West Brom, and a sign maybe of what Hull City can offer. At the moment, lying in 23rd place, 2 points behind Barnsley. Enjoying the caretaker manager success. Livermore goes across towards Kipri near the halfway line. He sends it out wide towards Gardner Hickman. The back four shuffling in as the cross comes in. Louis Coyle's header is not a good one. Grant with the chance. Good block from Jacob Greaves. Body on the line from 8 yards. He just threw himself in front. And Hull City, with Jacob Greaves in particular, he is trying to keep this goal to just 1 and trying to keep Hull City in the game. The ball pops out to Doherty, 20 yards out on the left side. He will play it back out wide to Honeyman. Honeyman will try and get the ball in again. It's a good block from Hugo, I think it was. Gardner Hickman over there as well. Hull City try and work the ball through the middle this time, and West Brom will clear the ball away. Hull City have committed lots forward. Grant into the penalty area to seal the deal for West Brom. He's pulled it wide of the target inside the box. A glorious chance to see the game off, not taken. Karlan Grant went forward a good 30-40 yards with the ball at his feet because Hull City had so many men up the other end. They were totally outnumbered at the back. They left the door open for Grant to wander into. West Bromwich Albion try and play the ball into the middle. Doherty came out sliding, missed the ball completely. It's with Ingram, who sends the ball blasting towards the West Brom half again, and it's headed out by Connor Townsend. Normally would want Hull City to win week in, week out while he's playing for West Brom, but obviously he doesn't want them to win tonight, and he's getting his wish. Livermore and Snodgrass, the other Hull City pair, formerly. There's going to be 5 minutes added time as Longman in the penalty area takes a shot on. It popped to him nicely. Took a side foot shot on to try and beat the defence and Sam Johnston. 5 minutes of stoppage time and 2.5 of that has been played. But Callum Elder picks up the towel on that far side and is drying the ball as much as he can. There's 7 to aim at in amber in the box. Elder delivers. Eves goes over. Ball will pop out to Smallwood, hits it smartly on the volley. Rebound to Keane Lewis-Potter, and then Honeyman will shoot. Blocked again. Keane Lewis-Potter, I think, didn't realise he had the goal at his mercy. Karlan Grant coming the other way. Plays the ball up to Dean Garner. Smallwood pushes him to the ground, and that will be a free kick, which West Brom can really use to their advantage. Why didn't KLP have a chance at the other end? Grant McCann turns back and looks at his bench. They're looking at the monitor.